Hi, welcome to my video on ratio and proportions. This is a review of ratio and proportions. So what you should do is find 7 blank sheets, because this is the first one of 7, and put 1 of 7 on the top of the first sheet, 2 of 7, 3 of 7, 4 of 7, 5 of 7, etc., etc. So 7 different blanks to do your answers on. And this review is marked at a 67. So what you can do is fill in your, when you get your score done, fill it in here, convert it to a decimal by dividing the denominator into the numerator, move the decimal 2 places right to get your percent. So here we go. Page 2. What you should do now is work these out. These are the numbers right. Put the number above each of these each time you get the question right. So pause your video, work this page out, and when you get it done, press play and get all your answers. Number 1, write as a ratio in fractional form. So that's 3 over 5. And 4 to 9 is 4 over 9. Write 2 divided by 7 in 3 different ratio forms. So you could write 2 over 7. You could write 2 cola 7. Or you could write 2 to 7. Write 14 to 21 as a ratio in reduced fractional form. So 14 over 21. 7 into 14 goes 2. 7 into 21 goes 3. A box has different colored pins. 6 black, 15 blue. Write the ratio of each as a fraction in reduced form. Black is 6. Blue is 15. So as a ratio of 6 over 15, and you can divide by 3 because it's a GCF. 3 into 6 goes 2, 3 into 15 goes 5, 2/5. Blue is 15, total is 21, 6 and 9. So the ratio of blue, 15 to 21. Again, 3 into 15 goes 5, 3 into 21 goes 7 as a ratio. A square has a side of 6 feet. What is the ratio of the side to the perimeter in reduced form? So the perimeter of a square, you know the square has all sides equal. So if they're all 6s, so we can go P equals 4S, which is 4 times 6, which is 24. Or we can go 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. And the ratio of its side, which is 6 to its perimeter, which is 24. 6 into 6 goes once. 6 into 24 goes 4, so 1/4. A rectangle has a length of 10 and a width of 4 meters. Find the ratio of the length to the perimeter. Well, a rectangle is long and narrow, so that's the length and that's the width. That's the length and that's the width, and it has 4 right angles. So the formula for the perimeter is 2L plus 2W. So the length is 10. The width is 4. So that makes it 20 plus 8. So it's a 28. Or you can write down 10, 10, 4, 4, and go around and add them all up, and you get your 28. So the ratio of the length, which is 10, to the perimeter, which is 28, 2 into 10 goes 5, 2 into 28 goes 14, so 5 over 14. Change the ratio to a percent, so 11 over 25 multiplied by 4 over 4. That gives you 44 over 100, and a percent, that gives you 44%. Mark your number right, write them down, add them up. Page 3. Now you can see the scores, the number that you're getting right, and you got your questions. Pause the video and answer all of these. Come back and see if you got them right. Express as a ratio 9 out of every 20. So 9 out of every 20 is red. So 9 out of 20. The percent, multiply it by 5. 45 over 100. Remember, percent is out of 100, so we have 45%. Are the ratios equivalent? 15 to 20, right? 15 over 20. Divide by 5, you get a 3 and a 4. 9 over 15, and divide by 3. 3 into 9 goes 3. 3 into 15 goes 5. Are they equivalent? No. Now, we have to make sure we have the same units. So I like to change the larger unit to smaller unit. So there's 10 millimeters in a centimeter. So 4 centimeters is 40 millimeters. So the ratio is 10 over 40. And divide by 10, you get 1/4. 9 inches to 3 feet. Every foot, 3 feet has 12 inches, so that's 36. So that's 9 over 36, the ratio. And 9 to 9 goes once, 9 and the 36 goes 4, 1/4. Yes, they are equivalent. 4 nickels, so that's nickels got 5 cents, so that's 20. 4 dimes is 4 times 10, so that's 40. So that's 20 over 40. Scratch, and you get 2 and the 2 goes once, 2 and the 4 goes 2, 1/2. And we have 4 quarters, so that's 4 times 25 cents, so that's $1 or 100 cents. $2 is 2 times 100 cents, so that's 200. 100 divided by 200, scratch the zeros, you divide them each by 100, you get 1/2, and the answer is yes. Number 10, write each as a unit rate. So 100, 600, divided by 3 people, that means you get 200 over 1, so you get the unit rate, you get $200 per person. That's the unit rate. Water levels are rising 24 millimeters in 2 days. 24 milliliters divided by 2 gives me 12, so you rise 12 millimeters a day is the unit rate. You have $303.60 for 12 bottles. If you divide 12 into that, you will get 0.3. So you have each bottle is 30 cents or 0.30 of $1. That's that much per. That's the price of each bottle. So the unit rate is always per unit. Number 4, complete the statement. Distance equals rate times time. Find the distance for each. Distance is rate. Distance equals rate times time. The distance is 80 miles per hour times 3 hours. Notice the hours cancel out, so I get 240 miles. That's your distance. Rate times time. And your distance equals rate times time again. So you're traveling at 2 meters per second times 6 seconds. Again, the seconds cancel out and you get 12 meters. What is x in each? Rate is distance divided by time. Time is distance divided by rate. It's just the reverse. Watch this, if distance equals rate times time, if I divide both sides by r, I get distance divided by rate gives me time. If I take distance equals rate times time and divide both sides by time, remember the t's cancel out, so your rate is distance divided by time. So it's easy to work that out. Find the unknown in each. In A, I have a distance and a time, but I need my rate. So rate, distance equals rate times time. So the distance is 20. The rate I have to find, and my time is 4. So if I divide by 4, 4's cancel, R equals 5. So the rate is 5 feet per minute. And down here I have a distance and a rate. I got to get time. So D equals RT. Distance is 325 kilometers. And I have my rate, which is 50. And I need my time as T. So if I divide by 50, 50's cancel, 1, 1. So T is, and when you divide that out, is 6.5. And time is in hours. So take a calculator and go 325 divided by 50. So if you do that, turn on your calculator. 325? Yes. 325 divided by 50. Oh, yes, sure. 325 division 50. 6.5. Notice I got the wrong answer just then. I knew 50 goes into that. I knew it had to be around 6 because 5 6s are 30. You know, so anyway, add up your score, see how many you got right. And number 5, page 5. Okay, here we go. So notice the questions. Pause your video, work all these out, come back and fill in your number right, etc., and do your total at the bottom. Which is the better value? 12 at $12 for 100 or $7 for 50. So if you take your calculator and you divide by 12, you get 0.12. If you divide 7 by 50, and I'm going to use my calculator, 7 division 50, and I get 0.14. So this is 0.14, and the better value is what you pay the cheapest. So the $12 deal is the better deal. Better is when it's cheapest. $150 for a car for 3 days means you're paying $50 a day. $200 for 5 days, that means you're paying $40 a day. Again, these are dollars because it's dollars on the top. And so the better car deal is $40 per day. Express each as a unit rate. So 30 meters per second is 30 divided by 30 meters in 12 seconds is 30 divided by 12. That is 3. So it's 3 meters per second. If you wash 80 cups in 16 seconds, so there's 80 cups in 16 seconds, that gives you a 5. So that's 5 cups per second as a unit rate. Now we have an interesting one here, conversion. Conversion, we want to convert 4 kilometers. Notice I'm going to put the hour on the bottom here. Instead of just putting it on the side like that, putting it at the bottom. And I wish to multiply it, but I want meters per hour. So I'm putting this over on the side here. So notice the hour is still here. So the hour is not canceled out, but you're changing kilometers to meters, it looks like. So that means you have to put kilometer on the bottom and meter on the top in order for the kilometers to cancel out. So 1,000 meters makes 1 kilometer. So when you multiply this, the kilometers cancel out, and you get 1,000 times 4 is 4,000 meters. Notice meters is there, and over hour. There it is. That's how you do it. B, 48,000 liters a day going to kiloliters per hour. So we have 48,000 liters per day. And I need to change it to kiloliters per hour. So what am I going to multiply by? So notice I have kiloliters. So I have to have kiloliters is on top. So I go kiloliters. That means I must put liters on the bottom because liters got to cancel out to get the kiloliters. And I need it per hour. So what do we have? I have days got to cancel, so I got a day here. That's a day, and that's an hour. So what happens? The days got to cancel, so that's, and the hour stays. So that's a liter. So let's see, 1 day is 24 hours, and 1,000 liters makes 1 kiloliter. So notice the days cancel, the liters cancel, so I'm left with kilometers, kiloliters, and hours. So when I cancel, 1,000 cancels into 48 times, and 24 goes into 48 2. So 2, 1, 1. That gives me a 2. And I have on the bottom, the days cancel. Notice the liters cancel. And I have 2 kiloliters per hour. Notice you have to, what you're going to has to remain. You have to cancel out. The liters are gone, so the liters has to go on the bottom, kiloliters got to go on the top. The days are not over here, so the days got to cancel. So if the days is on the bottom here, it has to go on the top when you're multiplying by that ratio. C, 14 kilograms per week. Again, I need, move it over, make sure I need grams per day. So notice, if I look at grams, grams is on the top, so I need a gram on the top. That means I got to put kilogram on the bottom. Why? Because the kilograms got to cancel. And I'm also looking at days. So days is on the bottom. That's good. Put it on the bottom there. Because it's on the bottom here, I have to have it here on the bottom. So that means I got to put weeks right here, because the weeks got to cancel out. So there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, and in 1 week there's 7 days. Now we cancel. Kilograms cancel, the weeks cancel, so notice what I'm left with, grams and days, which is what I want. And 7 into 7 goes 1, 7 into 14 goes 2, multiply 2 times 1,000 times 1, so I get 2,000. And on the bottom is all ones, so I get 2,000 grams per day. See how many I got right? And add it on the bottom. Number 5. Sheet 6. State the proportion for each. So 2 and 6 go opposite each other. 2 times 6 equals 3 times 4. And that's 4 over 8 equals 5 over 10. So I want it as a proportion. There it is. So notice A times D equals B times C, because it's A over B equals C over D. So when you cross multiply, A times D equals B times C. And right here, I have a 3 right there. I have the N right there. The 6 goes here, and the P goes there. So 3 times N equals 6 times P. If A over B equals C over D, then A times D equals B times C. Rewrite. So I have X times 5 equals 4 times 6. Rewrite this product as this. So 2 is there, Y is there, F is there, and 3 is there. 2 times Y equals F times 3. Now, number 20, solve. 3 times X equals 12. You can see the answer is 4. But if you divide both sides by 3, the 3's cancel, and they get 1s. So I get a 4. And 5 times 7 is 35. But if I divide both sides by 5, the 5's cancel, and I get a 7. And even though X is on the other side, I divide by 7. Divide by the number with the X. The 7's cancel, and I get an X, so I get a 3. 7x means 7x means 7 times X. So what number multiplied by 7 gives you 21? The answer is 3. 21. Solve each of these. Cross multiply. So I can get X times 3 or 3 times X is your choice. 6 times 2 is 12. and divide by 3. So x equals 4. Remember, the 3's cancel out. Cross multiply. 12 times x, 12x, and 4 times 18 is 72. And you divide by 12, 12's cancel, you get x is equal to 72 divided by 12 is 6. Cross multiply here, I get 15 times 3 is 45, and x times 5 is 5x, or x times 5. Divide by 5, they cancel, and they get 1's, notice, x equals 9. 5 9's are 45. 15 times 3 is 45. So it checks out. And page 7. So note, you have some word problems here. So let's work these out. If a car travels 990 kilometers in 9 hours at that speed, how far can the car travel in 6 hours? So how far could be your x, could be your d. So what I do, I take my unknown, which is my x, which is the distance, and I put it over my time of 6 hours. I like to have the x up in this top left-hand corner. So if that's distance, then I have to put 990 over 9. So that's distance I'm trying to find over hours. That's distance over hours. So when I, 6, right? So what happens here? If we cross multiply, we get 9x equals 6 times 999. I divide by 9, so I get x is equal to 9 into that goes 110, so that's 660. That's the number of kilometers. You could use your calculator and multiply this out and then divide by 9. B part, how long will it take to travel 462 kilometers? How long is x? Again, you can call it t for time, but I like to put my x on the top. So now it's this way, it's the time over your distance, because I got the x on the top. So my distance is 462 kilometers. So now I have to put my time, which is 9 hours, over 990. Cross multiply, 990 times x equals 462 times 9. Divide by 990, and I get x equals, and I worked at it with a calculator, 4.2, and it's hours. And if I put that there, I have 462, just turn it on, I have 462 times 9, and then I divide by 990, and I get 4.2 hours. You can use your calculator. You can also cancel this down, but it's quicker to use your calculator. 23, a gas station sold 6 gallons of gasoline for $14.40. What would be the cost for 8 gallons? So X is my cost. So cost over the number of gallons, 8. So the cost goes with 8 gallons. So the $14.40 in dollars goes with 6. So it's the cost over the hours. Cost over the hours. Cross multiply, 6x equals 8 times 1440. Divide by 6, and that cancels out, remember. I get x equals, and I take the 1440 times 8 and divide it by 6. So 1440, or should I say 14.40 times, is it 8? Yep, times 8. And divide it by 6. And I'll get $19.20. I get 19.20, but remember we're dealing with dollars here, so that's $19.20. 24. A balloon is blown up at a rate of 12 cubic centimeters every 8 seconds. At this rate, if the balloon is empty, find the volume. So the volume is X. You could call the volume V. For just for fun this time, let's call the volume V instead of X. So it's the volume over the time. So the volume up here is 12, and the volume is 12 for 8 seconds. So notice we got volume over time. Volume over time, right? The volume over time. Cross multiply, 8V equals 6 times 12. Divide by 8. So the 8 cancels out. V is, they're ones, remember? And so I cancel this. So that's a 72 divided by 8. And that gives me 9. If I want to, I can go back and say 4 into 8 goes 2. 4 into 12 goes 3. 2 into 2 goes once. 2 into 6 goes 3. And 3 times 3 gives you 9. So that's volume. So it's 9 cubic centimeters. Hope you enjoyed the video on the review. What you should do is add up your scores here. Get your total. Add up all the totals on the bottom. When you do, get all your totals added up at the bottom. Go back to your first page. Put your mark score over 67. Divide 67 into that score with a calculator. Get a decimal. Move your decimal 2 places right, and you'll get your percent. Hope you did well. Hope you did well. And just a reminder, if you liked the video, click on the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Write a video on the comment if you wish, and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. You get information about me, degrees and teaching experience, and another section on videos, this teaching strategy you're going to use to help you learn your math. And in the section on content, you'll see the topics that I'm going to have and the number of videos on each topic, and those will be in black that are already online, and the ones that I'm going to do in the near future will be in red. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.